What is good, MexitPlanners? If you're considering moving to Merida, Mexico, here are 3 things that I absolutely hate. We ain't gonna never be friends about living in Merida, Mexico. Let's go. A few weeks ago, one of my MexitPlans one-on-one coaching clients asked me about the one thing that I do not like about Merida, Mexico. And to be honest with you, I didn't have an answer for her. It took me weeks to come up with a list of things that I didn't like about Merida, Mexico and to get back to her so that she could understand both the good and the bad. And I feel you should know the entire story, both good and bad, about moving to Mexico, in particular living in Merida, Mexico. So here are the top 3 things that I dislike about living, that I absolutely hate, not just dislike, but these are the things I hate about living in Merida, Mexico. Let's go. Number 1 of the things that I hate about living in Merida, Mexico are these blood-sucking mosquitoes. They literally suck. Yeah, they suck. They're bad. And there are really 2 types of mosquitoes that we have around here. There's the big, gigantic, black mosquitoes with white bands on their legs. Those things are like bats. You see them coming. You've seen me swat my neck, slap my arm in videos before. It's because I'm fighting these mosquitoes, and they're a force to be reckoned with every single day. Then there's the super fast little mosquito. You don't even know he's hit you. He's like a drive-by, bam, bam, bam. He's gonna hit you 3 or 4 times before you realize you've even been bitten once, before it starts itching. Those are the little small ones that you don't even see until you realize that, oh, my leg is itching or my arm is itching or whatever. So mosquitoes are a force to be dealt with here, and there's a couple of reasons why you absolutely have to take them seriously. One is they're just a nuisance. They can ruin an incredible night of sleep. And then 2, they carry diseases. And so there's things like dengue fever or chikungunya or any Zika and all sorts of mosquito-borne illnesses that happen. And so here in Merida, Mexico, the minute I get out of the shower, I apply mosquito repellent. And throughout the day, I make sure I'm up, I re-up my mosquito repellent. And believe me, if you miss a spot, they will let you know, because they're gonna find it and they're gonna bite you. So these mosquitoes here in Merida, Mexico can be out of control, particularly if there's a lot of rain, like last year when we had the 3 tropical storms. You'll see that the city will actually go around and spray. They were spraying via drones and all sorts of things last year just to kind of keep the mosquito population down. But it's the tropics, it is jungle. Merida is just outside of the jungle. I mean, there's literally jungle everywhere there's not developed. And so you will find that mosquitoes could be an issue for you, particularly if you have an allergy to them or if you're allergic. Mosquitoes are something that you have to deal with all year long, and I absolutely hate them. So how do you feel about mosquitoes? Are you one of those people that never get bit like my wife? Or are you, constant mosquito food like me? Let me know down in the comments below. Number 2 on my list about things I hate about living in Merida, Mexico is low water pressure. The plumbing system here in Mexico is just a little bit different than what our houses are like in the United States. In particular, my house in the States, we have tankless water heaters. So I have an unlimited supply of hot water, but it's really not a water heating issue. It's more of an issue of just absolutely low water pressure. And to understand why there's low water pressure, and this isn't just, my house. This is, we've been in 3 different houses in Mexico, and none of them had what I would consider great water pressure. And really, it was my trip to Oaxaca that I'll link to in the video above that reminded me about this, because the hotel had absolutely amazing water pressure. The water pressure systems here, or just the plumbing system here, in my house in Merida, Mexico, we're fed water from the city, from the street, to a cistern. So this is a holding tank, if you will, for the water to come in from the city. And the reason there's a holding tank is because they don't always pump water. So water is not constantly flowing from the street to your house like it is in the States, where, if you have water service, the water goes to the meter. As long as the meter and the bill is paid, you have water in your house. Here, that's not the case. There's not water flowing constantly from the city into the homes here. So you have to have a holding tank or a cistern so that when there isn't water flowing to your particular street or your address, then you have water, gallons and gallons of water, hundreds of gallons of water being held in a tank. Now that water then feeds by a pump to a Tanaka, and that Tanaka is on the roof. So the Tanaka is at the highest point of the house, and that Tanaka is where the water actually enters the house. So all of your plumbing is connected to the Tanaka on the roof, which is fed by a pump from your cistern. And so the water from the Tanaka is what gets fed down for your showers, for, you know, water coming out of your sink, water to your toilets, et cetera, et cetera. The other issue that we have here in Merida, and this is more of a Merida issue than an entire Mexico issue, but the other issue that we have here in Merida is that the water is really, really hard. And so there's a lot of sediment that's in the water. And so that sediment will clog up your shower heads. And a routine for us is to actually remove the shower heads and put them in CLR, the stuff that they sell at Home Depot, to put them in CLR so that we can clear the shower heads of any sediment that's settled into the hole. The water pressure is already meh at best. I mean, you can take a shower, you can be comfortable, but if you're used to beat you in the back kind of water where you do this and it's almost like a massage, you're not gonna get that here in Merida or in Mexico in general unless you do something like add an extra pump system or purifiers and pumps to your house in order to get a better updated water system. So this water pressure isn't necessarily a problem for Mexicans who's used to this type of system where water is fed into the homes from Tanakas. As an extranjero or a foreigner in Mexico, it's unusual, right? And so it's one of the things that I absolutely hate about living in Merida, Mexico, is the water pressure. What type of water pressure do you like? Are you okay with just enough water to cover your body and to get you clean, or do you need that, massage water pressure? Are you team high water pressure or team I just need enough to get clean? Let me know in the comments below. Number 3 on my list of things that I absolutely hate about living in Merida, Mexico is the fact that they use cilantro, like Frank's Red Hot sauce. They put that ish on everything. So they put cilantro literally on everything. I feel like if you don't say, no cilantro, you're gonna get cilantro. And if you like cilantro, it's not a problem for you. But for me personally, I can't stand the taste of cilantro. It's like the most invasive herb I think there is, where whatever you put cilantro on is gonna taste like cilantro. And so it's either a love it or hate it scenario, and I hate it. To the point where when I was in Oaxaca, I'm like, hey, send cilantro on every single thing I ordered. And every time they were like, hey, we don't put cilantro on stuff. I thought it was a Mexico issue, but really it's a Yucatan, I guess, palate or food preparation issue. I've literally been in the grocery store and seen a lady in front of me buying a whole head of cilantro. So cilantro goes on everything and all the dishes that they prepare here. And you can get a salad, and of course it's green, so what else does it need? It needs cilantro, even if it's not in the ingredients of what you're ordering. And if you don't like cilantro, that's a problem. So that's the number 3 thing that I hate about living in Merida, Mexico, is cilantro. Are you team cilantro, or are you team I can't stand cilantro? I ain't gonna never like cilantro. Cilantro ain't for me. Let me know in the comments below. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. These are really small issues. They're not big things that people have to deal with. My experience in Merida, Mexico, and Mexico in general has been absolutely amazing. If you like this video, do me a favor and hit that like button, press the subscribe button, and ring that bell. When you ring the bell, you'll be notified of new videos that we create. Thanks again for watching. Until next time, MexitPlans Monte, I'm out. Yo, if you like this video, do me the honor and watch another one. Keep watching, watch some more.